Well, hello. I was tagged by Gina Pearson to do a tag called Things You Didn't Know About Me. Let me check to make sure I get the right tag name. Questions no one ever asked. I think you guys all know the answer to these, but you know, I told Gina I would do it, so that's what I'm going to do. Question number one, do you go by a nickname? Sandy. My real name is Sandra, which I do not like. The only people in my life that have called me Sandra is Jim and my father. Jim also calls me Hun Bun or Dearie. I guess those are other nicknames. When driving, do you listen to CDs, tapes, nothing, or the radio? I listen to my iPhone. When I'm not too cheap, I pay for the Sirius radio, and I do like to listen to the current hits. But right now, I just listen to, what do you call it? Phones that I have on my, or songs that I have on my iPhone taped. Window or aisle person? Always the aisle. I'd like to make a quick getaway, I guess. I don't like being trapped or feeling claustrophobic, and I think if you sit on the inside or something, you're claustrophobic. At least I am. I'm claustrophobic. How do you relieve stress? I go for a walk. Lose my temper. Sometimes that'll help. It's probably not hard to believe, but I have quite the vocabulary. Sailors would be quite embarrassed if they were around me. I tone it down for the channel, but I do have quite a potty mouth. When you were younger, what did you want to be? When I was younger, my mother used to take us one child at a time. Let me see if I can fix this without it getting crazy. There were 6 of us, and so we used to take turns going to the store, and then we got to pick out the cereal for the week. We never got sugar-coated cereals, but we could pick out whatever cereal we wanted. And I always was so envious of the cashiers. I always wanted to be a cashier. And when I was 18, I got to be a cashier at a fruit market called Pola's Market, P-O-L-L-A-S, in Harper Woods, and that wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I also wanted to be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher, and but I got married and that didn't happen. What is your favorite childhood dream? Or no, what is your favorite childhood TV show? I'm going to really age myself. I loved Howdy Doody. I just loved Howdy Doody. I used to like to watch, on Saturdays we used to watch Sky King, and I'd like to watch The Lone Ranger and My Friend Flicka and Fury, and of course the Mickey Mouse Club. I used to like to watch that. Spin and Marty, Nancy Drew Mysteries. Boy, I really aged myself in that. Half of you probably don't even know any of those shows. What's the best prank you ever pulled off? When I was working, my best friend at work was single. She had been divorced, and she had no interest in going out with anybody. And I love puppets. I really love puppets. So I had planned this prank, and I had told her for like about 3 weeks that I had this guy, Rico, that I wanted her to meet. And I kept building him up and building him up, and she kept saying she didn't want to meet him. And I kept saying that she was going to meet him. And then the one day at work, I said, you know, Rico's coming up at lunchtime. He wants to meet you, take you out to lunch. And she says, well, I'm not going to meet him. I don't have anything to do with him. And I go, well, I'll try to get a hold of him and tell him not to come. But if he comes, you got to meet him. And she kept saying, no, I'm not going to meet him. I'm not going to meet him. And so I came to her desk at lunchtime, and I says, oh my gosh, Rico's here. And she says, don't let him come. And so I went, Rico, come here, come here. And she says, don't do that to me. And then I popped the puppet up, because we had like cubicles. I popped the puppet up and go, hi, my name is Rico. How are you? She was mad. But then she realized that it was just a joke. But that was really my best prank. If you could choose 3 people to have dinner with, who would it be? Harrison Ford. I know he's getting old, but so am I. Garth Brooks. And my son Danny. I could care less if I met Garth Brooks, but it would be a dream come true for my son Danny. So that would be my wish, that I could be talking with Harrison and he could be oogling over Garth. If you could have any actress or actor play you, who would it be? I really don't know. I can't think of anybody that would resemble me, or that would do me, or would be able to be me, or whatever. It'd have to be a comedian, I guess, because you guys tell me I'm funny. Hopefully you mean that in a good way. If you could play an instrument, what would it be? Piano. I would love to be able to play the piano. I just would love to just have a piano in my living room, and I could sit down and play it anytime I wanted. When you were a child, what would you dress up as? I'm not transgender, but I always wanted dressed up as a boy. I was such a tomboy growing up. I didn't want to do girl things. I hated wearing a dress. My parents, at one point in my life, had a major fight and they separated. And it was on a Sunday. And I wore a dress to church, and they had a fight on the way home from church. And my mother took the car, and we drove to Kalamazoo, where my Aunt Ag and my Uncle Warren lived. And we spent almost a week there. And everybody had somebody their same age with them. Like Mike had Debbie, you know, like it's just kind of the same age and the same thing. I had Kevin, but Kevin was so, I was a thin child. I'll have to find pictures because I was a thin child, but Kevin was a skinny child, and his clothes didn't fit me. So my mother would wash my dress every night, and I had to wear that stinking dress every day for a week. I was so glad when my parents got back together, but for selfish reasons, I didn't want to wear that dress anymore. I still don't. I have 2 dresses in my closet, one from Danny's wedding, one from Jimmy's wedding. No, wait a minute. Yeah, one from Danny's wedding, one from Christy's wedding, and a skirt from Danny's wedding. Or do I have 2 dresses from, because Danny's been married twice. I think I got 2 dresses from Danny. I don't even remember what I wore for Jimmy's. Isn't that sad? I'll have to look at pictures. I think I wore a skirt, but I don't know. I don't like wearing dresses, in case you couldn't figure that out. If you could be any cartoon character, who would you want to be? Yogi Bear. I love Yogi Bear. Or Huckleberry Hound. I like him too. Once again, aging myself. Have you ever peed in the woods? Oh yes, many a time. I've also peed in a field. What size is your bed? It's a king size bed. What's the best concert you ever attended? I never really went to a lot of concerts, but my best concert would have been when I brought who did I bring? I think it was Danny. We went and saw Aerosmith. They put on a good concert. What is your song of the week? Must be because I'm thinking of my family that have passed, but Josh Groban's Where You Are. I love that song. I just absolutely love that song. Do you still watch cartoons? Of course. I have grandchildren. We watch Henry Danger, and we watch Octonauts. We watch those. And I can't think of I know the name of the cartoon, but I can't think of it right offhand. It was one of the Teen Titans. How can I forget Teen Titans? That's Sophia's favorite. How many languages do you speak? English and good amount of French. I took French in school. I know how to say bonjour, comment allez-vous, très bien merci à vous, mal à la tête, s'il vous plaît, fermez la bouche. That's about it. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I do. I believe in ghosts and I believe in spirits. There's 2 different things. Ghosts, I feel, are people that never made it to heaven, and they're doomed to spend their life on earth trying to atone for their sins. And spirits are people that come back to visit you that have passed. That's just what I think. Cheetos or Fritos? I love both, but I like Cheetos. I like a puffed Cheeto better than a baked Cheeto or a fried Cheeto. Do you own a record player? It's called a turntable. I had record players when I was younger. I actually still have 2 typewriters that I had when I was little, but there's no ribbons in them, so they don't do any well. They don't work. Can you swim well? I could swim to save myself. If you're drowning around me, stay clear of me, because I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry, because I barely could save myself. It's because I have a fear of water. I have a fear of being in deep water. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles? Is there a cookie out there that I don't like? Look at me. Anything with coconut I can't eat. But I have eaten Broken Out in a Rash. I love the Keebler's coconut chocolate chip cookies. And when I do eat them, I do pay for them because I break out on a rash. But, you know, I'll still eat them. I'm a nut. But I can eat Cool Whip, which has got coconut extract in it, which doesn't bother me. I don't understand that. But to eat like coconut, shredded coconut, or coconut pie or something, no, I'm not going to eat that. Are you patient? Did you see that line in heaven? That line was like that long. No, I'm not patient. I saw that line and I thought, I'm not waiting in that line. That line's too long. Forget it. I'm not going. So that answers your question? That line was too long. I had no patience to wait in that line. DJ or a band at a wedding? Always a DJ. I had a band at my wedding because back then that's what you had. But people just don't know how to sing the song the right way sometimes, and they just wreck the memory of the song. So I'd like the DJ. Have you ever won a contest? No. I don't even enter them because I always think that they're a scam. I just think that they're going to come back at you to get your email address or something just so they can haunt you. My mother always said, that's a scam, that's a scam, and I do kind of believe it. I did win my 4th grade spelling bee class that I won for the class, and then I won for the school, but then I got sick and I had to drop out. I would have never made it all the way to Washington. I'm not that great of a speller. I'm a pretty good speller, but not good enough to get to the finals. So now here I'll show you a picture of me with dark hair. This is Jim and I's 25th anniversary. I just happened to notice that there. Don't I look funny? That's me with dark hair. That's me probably bigger then. I think I got a bigger double chin then. What do you think? Let's see. I know I'm a nut. But that's it. Oh, here's a thin picture of me with my mom. Let me show you that, and then I'm done. This is when I was losing my weight. When I lost my I hadn't lost all my 78 pounds, but I was pretty close to losing my 78 pounds. That's with my mother. She's a redhead. Not me. I wish Danny was a redhead for a hot minute, but that was it. So, okay, I did the tag. I don't care who wants to do the tag. I don't know who to tag. I just, I've tagged people in the past, and I hate to tag the same people all the time. But I'm going to put a link to Gina Pearson's channel down below, and she's a nut. You'll like her. She calls herself the crazy lady, and you know what? She is. She's the crazy lady. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, subscribe, comment, and if you want to share it with somebody, share. But thanks, Gina. Thanks for tagging me. I'll talk to you guys in my daily vlogs.